In the world of professional bass fishing, the angler must always be aware of the changing conditions and be ready to adapt to any situation. At the end of the major season, one angler will receive the trophy that symbolizes doing just that over 6 grueling events on 6 vastly different bodies of water.
Well, this place is awesome, man.
The Kellogg's Angler of the Year trophy is coveted by everyone on the Walmart FLW Tour, not just for the $100,000 prize that goes along with it, but for the irrefutable fact it represents that in 2012, no one fished better. Who will stand alone on stage? Find out right now.
That's a great start. But green grenade right there. Oh, yeah. There's a kicker. Yeah! Woo! Yes! Get you some of that, boys!
I can't get him with this net. That was a 4.5 pounder. That's 9 pounds in 2 fish.
Yes. Whoa!
Look at the size of it. Look at that. His eyes are bigger than mine.
Oh, a giant, Dave!
Here, you big fat mama. Hey, you don't want to fish.
Soft serve, boss. Let's head on back.
It's over.
Bass limit! 17 pounds, 10 ounces is your new leader. On limit today, worth 13 pounds, 5 ounces, moves him into second place with 67 pounds and 2 ounces. Bass limit for Dave Lefevre. 19 pounds and 5 ounces, moves Dave Lefevre into first place. Somehow we'll probably do it. Christian needed 19 pounds and 3 ounces. 5 today, worth 12 pounds and 11 ounces. Your champion is Dave Lefevre, the Pennsylvania Pro, $125,000 richer. Wow!
The Walmart FLW Tour has come to the great state of New York for the 3rd time in as many years. And 150 of the world's best professional anglers are testing their skills in the vast, clear waters of Lake Champlain. The city of Plattsburgh sits on the northwest side of the lake, and over the first 2 days, anglers brought their heavy limits to Dock Street Landing and across the weigh-in stage. David Dudley made a thunderous statement with 24 pounds on day 1 and became the clear leader, not just in the tournament, but also in the Angler of the Year race, as Snickers pro Jim Moynihan struggled to locate a consistent bite. But Snapple pro Jacob Porosnik found a large school of bass and stayed close. If Dudley slips, he's ready to claim his first tour victory.
To end on a perfect note would be me winning Angler of the Year and winning this tournament. I think that would be the ultimate goal.
The question of who will be the Kellogg's Angler of the Year, the Co-Angler of the Year, the Rookie of the Year, and who will make The Forest Wood Cup is up in the air and on everyone's mind. And will anyone be able to overtake a very confident David Dudley to win the last event of the major season? It's the Walmart FLW Tour Major on Lake Champlain, presented by Chevy. It's the end of the major season, which means all of the questions will be answered. Hey everybody, I'm Jason Harper, along with my co-host Chris Jones, and the friendliest, most competitive angler on the Walmart FLW Tour, Chevy Pro Jay Ellis. Jay, you've had a couple of days out here on this incredible fishery, Lake Champlain. What's the fishing been like?
Oh, the fishing's great, like it always is on Lake Champlain. The difference between this tournament, though, and past tournaments here is that this week it's all about the largemouth. The smallmouth bass haven't showed up to even be a factor in this tournament, and all the fishing is coming out of two areas, 30 miles north of here in Missisquoi Bay and 70 miles south of here in the Fort Ticonderoga area. That's where all the good largemouth fishing is. That's where the competitors are stacked up, and it will probably be one out of one of those two.
Yeah, Jay, it's real interesting to see all the boats on top of each other down there. It seems like around Fort Ticonderoga, there's about a 6-mile stretch where there's a lot of boats and a lot of guys fishing that milfoil and that grass. It starts about 4 miles north of the fort to about 2 miles south of it. And two guys that have found a lot of productive grass down there is the Snapple Pro Jacob Porosnik and Kobe Krieger. Both those guys catching quality fish on some good schools of bass. And then I think something that's really interesting, two Sheffields that made the top 20. Ron, the legend, a guy who's helped build the sport into what it is today, and his son Spencer. Ron, though, is way down south, guys, fishing with Cincos for largemouth, and that's the opposite end of the lake, as far north as you can get, and his son Spencer. I think that's just a neat story.
That's super cool. Yeah, another angler that you may have heard of, Castrol Pro, David Dudley, fishing way up north. And hey, what a year this guy's had. I mean, he's already racked up 2 Angler of the Year titles. Jay, you know exactly what that's like. You've got 2 yourself. He's shooting for a 3rd. I mean, this guy's having a record season.
The thing about David Dudley is, you know, he's been doing this over 20 years, and he just keeps getting better every year.
As a fisherman, you need to always follow your instinct, and you got to trust it.
You know, the fact that this Angler of the Year race is still close speaks to the parity in our sport today. There's so many talented anglers out there. It's still tight. It still could be won by somebody else today, but Dudley's had a phenomenal year.
Yeah, I agree, Jay. I tell you what, to win the thing 3 times is awesome. To win that Kellogg's Angler of the Year title back-to-back, that's a great accomplishment. And then to put yourself in contention to win the final major event of the year and win that Kellogg's Angler of the Year, that's a really awesome accomplishment.
Well, you said it. I mean, those are the questions that have yet to be answered. Can he win his 3rd Kellogg's Angler of the Year title? Can he win this event at Lake Champlain? Plus, we've got to crown a Rookie of the Year, a Co-Angler of the Year, and the final field is yet to be set for the biggest tournament in the sport of bass fishing. That's the Forest Wood Cup. Here are the season point standings. At the top is Dudley and Porosnik. If Dudley finishes better than 14th today, Jacob won't be able to overtake him in the Angler of the Year race. The standings also determine who makes the Forest Wood Cup. And the angler on the bubble right now is Jason Christie, who needs to finish 11th place or better to make the biggest tournament of the year.
God, Toby, that was a great big one.
Snapple Pro Jacob Porosnik has long been considered one of the best anglers on the Walmart FLW Tour, and he's always in the hunt for Angler of the Year.
Angler of the Year, I mean, here I have a chance of winning. I'm 18 points behind David Dudley, so, you know, we have a lot of fishing left to go, you know. I mean, he's a great fisherman. He's a great angler. I mean, me and him are best friends, so, you know, I'm not going to count anything out. You know, I'm going to have to catch him to beat him.
How about this one? You can't never tell what they are. That's why you throw a wrong.
You know, I'd never like talking about Angler of the Year. It's, you know, it's like a jinx. You talk about it, but I know this. It's going to be between me and Jacob Porosnik. I can guarantee you one thing. It's going to stay in Virginia. The title will stay in Virginia this year.
There he is, Bubba. Big one. Giant. Giant. You ready?
Over here, over here. Oh, Mark. Oh, Mark. Come on, up here, up here. Up here, Mark.
Yeah! Dudley isn't slipping today, and he's on his way to winning Angler of the Year.
He's number 5. This place is awesome, man.
Find out who makes the top 10 on magnificent Lake Champlain. In 2009, Clark Winlet became the first professional angler to win a third Angler of the Year title. No angler has ever won it in consecutive years.
I need one more 5-pounder.
You just got to weed through some small ones, and every now and then you'll get one of the big ones in there to bite.
God darn, I mean, that was a big one, too.
Once we get number 5 in a bubble, try to pick up the pace a little bit.
You never worry about picking up the pace on Lake Champlain. Welcome back to the Walmart FLW Tour Major. Champlain stretches down through the Adirondack Mountains of New York and the Green Mountains of Vermont. Many of our top 20 made the long run south after taking off from Dock Street Landing in Plattsburgh, New York. The legendary Roland Martin has been working through some smaller fish this morning down in Tide. Two-pounders aren't going to move him to the top of the leaderboard, but will help Roland fish a 4th day. David Dudley is still the man to beat as the Castrol Pro is closing in on the Kellogg's Angler of the Year title.
Jacob, you're one of my best friends, but I can tell you right now, it's done. As long as I make it back, it's going to stay in Virginia. But it's done, Jacob.
Are you kidding me?
It's real wind protected right here, so the grass is in good shape over there. Places I found like this, you can take a frog and get a lot of bites, and some of them are really good ones. Got it. Good one. Big one. Yeah, it's 4-pounder for sure. Oh my. Ah, yes. Finally, I got one of them big suckers to eat it. See, I mean, she's hooked good. I don't understand. The other ones are just missing. If you hook them, you know, you get them. I'm going to stay right here the rest of the time I got them.
I slowed down on purpose and quit throwing that crankbait. You get bit on this jig, it's normally, you know, like 3.5 plus. And I kind of need a big one right now.
I felt like if I could go catch 18, I'd have a real chance of getting fish tomorrow. I've got real close to that. If I could catch, you know, one more really big one, there'd be a chance. You know, I feel nearly certain I'll be fishing tomorrow.
You know, in the predicament that I was in, you know, still am in for Angler of the Year and a chance to, you know, win this tournament. I mean, I got a pretty decent bag already, a couple good bites, and you better catch them. And then, out of nowhere, up here's that. Thank you, buddy.
The thing about fishing is I'm catching them every cast on the log, and it's always the unexpected in fishing. So this next cast could be a 5-pounder. We're going to find out. That ought to be money right there. That's him. It's amazing how many fish are sitting on that. That'll call like that. I'm ready to make a song that says, set the hook, set the hook, set the hook, call. Set the hook, set the hook, set the hook, call.
Dudley is working on his theme song as the 3rd day comes to an end, and we head to the weigh-in back in Plattsburgh, New York, to find out who will win the co-angler crown.
12 pounds, 9 ounces. Your champion is Christopher Hall out of Pennsylvania.
Chris Hall got it done today, winning $25,000, and we also crowned our co-angler of the year, as Nick Hensley from Cumming, Georgia, had an impressive year in 2012.
New leader, 19 pounds and 3 ounces, 53 pounds and 9 ounces of Lake Champlain bass.
EverStart Pro, Ron Sheffield.
19 pounds, 3 ounces has moved Ron Sheffield into first place. 5 today for Andy Morgan. 20 pounds, 2 ounces, 55 pounds, 15 ounces.
Snapple Pro Jacob Porosnik may not overtake Dudley in the Angler of the Year race, but the Virginia Pro is hoping to move past him here on day 3 with a big stringer of largemouth bass.
dethrone Andy Morgan, you need 17-2. 5 today, Worth. New leader, 17 pounds, 9 ounces. Jacob Prosnick, 56 pounds and 6 ounces. The Champlain Bass has you in first place.
Forrest Wood Cup champion, 2-time Angler of the Year, more money than anyone in FLW Outdoors history, looking for his second victory of 2012, and a third Angler of the Year title, David Dudley.
So are you ready?
Bring it on.
Here we go. 15 pounds and 9 ounces moves David Dudley back in the lead with 58 pounds and 8 ounces. It is official. He is the Kellogg's Angler of the Year for the second year in a row, his third time in his career.
Never been done in FLW history. Back-to-back Angler of the Year titles. He's also going to get a $100,000 check. Now you tie Clark Winlet for 3-time Angler of the Year.
Yeah, we still have a lot of fishing to do and looking forward to the Cup. But, you know, just tying Clark Winlet, he's an incredible fisherman. And to know that I'm tied with him is an honor. But I still say we're tied and there's no tiebreaker. So until either one of us wins another one, I still can't say I'm a winner.
Dudley content ways to challenge himself, and he's 1 day away from completing a magical season with a chance to win a second major event to go along with his Angler of the Year title.
Got a big bag up here yesterday, 20 plus. I know I told everybody I'm going north, but I'm still a little undecided on kind of what to do. Running through my head, pretty tough.
I feel pretty good. We got to have a good day to fish. I mean, I'm going to have to catch 20 pounds to have a chance to win. You know, anything over 20, then I feel pretty confident.
It's going to be a really good shootout today. Lots of fish get caught, but hopefully we're going to catch the most. We're going to win.
It's the final day, and the last major event of the season is underway, and it could be the most important tournament for David Dudley's entire career as he wrapped up yet again a third Kellogg's Angler of the Year title yesterday and continues to lead this event here on Lake Champlain. Hey everybody, Jason Harper back with Chris Jones and Chevy Pro Jay Ellis. Jay, let's talk about what's going on, the location of these anglers. Most of the top 10, they feel like they got to make that run down south to Ticonderoga. But look at David Dudley. He's led all 3 days, and he's staying up north. What's going on?
Right, so this week, Jason, you know, the largemouth are dominating this tournament. And there's 2 good largemouth areas on this lake, up north in Missisquoi Bay and down south in the Ticonderoga area. Dudley's fishing up north. The northern area has, I would say, fewer largemouth than the southern part of the lake. But when you fish up north, you have a lot more fishing time during the tournament. You have a lot shorter run, a half-hour run versus an hour to hour-and-a-half run. So over the course of a 4-day tournament, if you're fishing up north, you have about 10 extra hours of fishing time, which is like a whole nother day.
Yeah.
And so, historically speaking, this tournament's been won up north most of the time. Dudley's got a good lead, although he's been slipping every day. And then you've got a guy like Andy Morgan. Andy started the tournament fishing south in the Thai area, made the top 20 cut, and then he made a strategical move and switched to the north end of the lake. He moved to Missisquoi yesterday, and he sacked 20 pounds. So he could be the guy that sneaks up today and wins this tournament.
You know, one thing I think that's really neat to see is all these fish being caught, largemouth and smallmouth. It is a post-spawn bite, but I tell you, to weed through all those 2-pounders to get to those 3- and 4-pound kickers, these guys are catching 50 to 75 bass a day. It's unbelievable how many fish this lake has in it. And I tell you, for David Dudley, you know, things are changing. The wind's going to shift again today. He's just hoping that his area, that grass, will stay clean. But I promise you, he's one guy who's not willing to live and die in one area. And if things don't go his way in one area, he's going to make a move and try to catch them somewhere else, Jason.
I think one angler that would love to see David move and fall apart on the final day is his good friend Snapple Pro Jacob Prosnick. Jacob has had a fairly flawless run all week long, but he can't seem to get Dudley out of his way to take over the lead. We'll have to see what happens. This thing is a huge body of water. On a day like today when there's so much on the line, the wind starts to blow, this place becomes messy. I have a feeling a lot of our anglers are probably reaching down south as we speak. The question is yet to be answered. Who's going to walk away and win this final event of the season right before the Forrest Wood Cup?
I choose to come down here because I can power fish. I don't have to use light line. I don't have to drop shot. Not something I'm very good at. I can fish for largemouth. That's what I really like to do.
See all that chunky rock up on the tip of that? That wind's been like beating down on it and the water's dirty, so it's just putting them straight up on the rocks, on the bank.
I see a lot of guys fishing tight in the grass. I'm sitting just off deeper,
fishing post-spawn fish and presenting a little bigger offering than what most of the guys are doing. Post-spawn fish like to back off, you know, to that first drop-off and kind of take it easy for a while and like a nice big easy meal. Start getting themselves ready for the summer months. Come on, baby. In here. Yeah.
The smallmouth are more of a migratory fish. They'll adjust differently with the wind than the largemouth do. The largemouth will be more stable typically. So I gauge my day based on trying to get smallmouth early. And if I get a game plan where I could get 15 pounds of smallmouth early, and then run a lot of different shoreline cover and things like that for a kicker largemouth, that's usually my strategy.
That is a big old toad smallie right there.
Castro pro David Dudley has been finding plenty of fish this morning, but after catching about 15 little ones, the leader is ready for a big bite to come his way.
Right now I'm practicing. I saw a bunch of grass over here, so I'm just going shallow right now. Shallower, just to see if we can, you know, figure them out. Right now, that'd be a negatory. That's the ones we're looking for, baby. Yeah, you 500. Nice 500. That will help me.
The pack is chasing after Dudley. Can he hold on to his lead for one more day?
I hope you ain't catching as good as I am, but you better be catching.
Come on, Biggin. You want them Andy Morgan bass. Y'all shoot, boy. I got 16 pounds. I mean, you know, I ain't got nothing good. 19 pounds, 15 of them. He's either that bad or judging that Tennessee map he's got ain't working too good.
Simple addition is all you need on this fishery because you'll catch a lot of fish. It's the Walmart FLW Tour Major on Lake Champlain, and Snapple pro Jacob Prosnick is joking about his good friend Andy Morgan's tendency to sandbag during a tournament. But after your 25th keeper, it is hard to keep track of your overall weight.
Lake Champlain is probably, I'd have to rate it as in the top 2 or 3 of the greatest fisheries anywhere in America.
Castro pro David Dudley has had a busy morning, landing over 13 keepers, but so far they aren't the size he's looking for, which means the leader's about to make an adjustment to stay ahead of the competition.
Right now we're fishing shallow, and if you're at the northern end, typically south wind is going to make the north end rise. And I think what's going on this morning, we got a back flush going on where the water pushes it up on the northern end so hard, then when the wind lets down, it back flushes, and, which could be good because I got some offshore stuff right around in here that we can go to, and hopefully they'll move back out there on it.
Meanwhile, down in Ticonderoga, almost 80 miles south of Dudley, Prosnick doesn't have to worry about the wind as it's flat calm where he is. He's fishing a Cinco and targeting abnormalities within the grass beds.
You get millful with something a little bit different, a depth change, a little bit higher ridge, or something like that, then you're good. Oh, get in here. That's the ones we're looking for, baby. Yeah, he's a 5-pounder.
Back up north, Dudley is on the move. He's always believed in trusting his instincts.
Hold on a second.
And on the way to his offshore area, he saw a log and he knew that he just had to fish it.
Oh gosh, big one. Big one. Oh, he's a big one. A bigger one.
But you know what that just told me, right? That the bigger ones are heading out.
Wish that sun had come on out, man. Yeah, if I thought it was going to be cloudy all day, I would have went to tight for sure.
Evinrude pro Andy Morgan decided to stay on the north end after his 20-pound stringer yesterday, but so far a slower morning and the cloudy conditions have him second-guessing that decision.
I would like to see that sunshine, that's for sure. You can go directly to them when that sun's out. You can go to the thicker stuff, some shady type cover. When it's cloudy, they can be anywhere. I feel like a better one there. No big one, but it's cold one. Slowly but surely getting a little bigger.
You know, here we are coming back out. We fished way back in there. It was super shallow. I think the wind is back flush. The water's dropped out. And before I came out, I saw one little log sticking out here. Threw over there and caught like a 2-pounder. Next little log, threw out here, caught a 4-pounder. Yes! Now, what you have to understand is that was 23 or 24 little ones I caught back there, not even hardly 14 inchers. And then coming out, the bigger ones feel a little bit insecure, so they came out and they were sitting out here. So that's a good sign. It's feeding what I believe is that the big ones have headed out off of this north wind. So hopefully we're gonna try to build on this as quick as we can. Gosh, he's there. He's there. He's there. He's there. He's there. Uh-oh. Yes, big one. Yeah! Woo!
Dudley shows why adjusting on the water is so important with 3 good keepers in just under 10 minutes.
Yeah, boy.
But no lead is safe on this lake. More final day action is coming up.
There he is. Oh, that's a big one. That's a better one. Oh, yeah, what a smallmouth. Yes, sir. Oh, yeah.
Just a 3.5. This is amazing.
Final day action here at the Walmart FLW Tour Major on Lake Champlain, and it's been a feeding frenzy for our top 10 so far. There's some big movement from the bottom of the leaderboard as Roland Martin is having quite a morning fishing the grass in Ticonderoga. He's jumped to 4th place with over 20 pounds today. A common technique for anglers on Champlain is to target smallmouths in the northern end, and Chevy Pro Anthony Gagliardi breaks it down for us in Beyond the Basics.
Lake Champlain is a huge lake known for its tremendous largemouth bass and smallmouth bass population. What's been good to me is targeting smallmouth bass in grassy flats utilizing a Carolina rig. Right now we're fishing out on a grass flat and we're in about 12 to 14 feet of water. You'll notice in this clear water, you can see these tall strands of grass. They'll lay over in the direction of the wind, and I just simply think that it provides overhead cover. The bigger fish, I think, tend to move down to the bottom where they feel a little bit secure. They're underneath that canopy, and the Carolina rig puts your bait down there where it needs to be, where it's going to be in that strike zone for the most amount of time. What I like to do when we're out here drifting like this is make a cast up above my waypoint or whatever it is that you know you really want to target. Best case scenario, that one cast is the only cast you're going to make. You're just going to allow the wind to do the work for you, pull you all the way down through your target area. The key here is this bait's on the bottom in the water, the duration of my length coming down this flat. This tends to be by far the most effective way For me, to fish a Carolina rig in the wind is pick your line, let the wind do the work for you, and you'll catch fish.
Ah, what? Game changer right there, baby. We need 2 more of them.
Like everyone else today, Blake Nick has no problem catching fish down in Ty. It's the 4 and 5 pounders that'll move you up, and Blake just got what everyone's been looking for.
You know, here it is 10:37, and I'm off to a decent start already. I got 15 pounds in live well, but I know right here it's not going to be enough.
Yeah, I mean, it becomes a case of when do you leave from catching the little ones and move on. I mean, try and find bigger fish. That's where I stand right now.
I shouldn't say it's been a slow morning because it hadn't been. We've caught a lot of fish, but we don't have any size. All I'm going to do the rest of the day is just run shade, skip these docks, and just try to hunt a couple of good ones down. We don't need any more 2.5 pounders.
I've been culling a lot, culling some 3.5 pounders. I'm looking for that one big one.
This is just a waiting game. Sooner or later, one's going to pull back.
I need a big fish. If I can get 1 or 2 big ones, we're going to give this thing a run.
Blake Nick is staying close to the bank where he caught his 5-pounder on a crankbait, and he thinks it's been the key to his big bites today.
I just came down through there and I actually hit the bait on the rock. And I mean, it's 1/2 reel crank off that rock, which was 6 inches of water. She hit it. So now I think I better start hitting the rock. Oh, that's a giant. Giant. Come back, come back. Yeah! Woo! That's a good one, ain't it? That'll call.
David Dudley and Andy Morgan are both fishing up in the north end of Champlain in Missisquoi Bay, but they